independent swing voters who he's having so much trouble with right now. But, you know, Mike Barnicle, the White House actually, we always talk about how Donald Trump drew an inside straight in 2016. They know they've got to draw an inside straight again. Perhaps, I think you may have said it, a royal flush to win this time in 2020. But part of that inside straight had to do with increased support from minorities. So while the president's instinct might be to tweet about thugs and tweet about shooting protesters or shooting looters and all the thing, releasing vicious dogs on protesters, actually the larger goal for the White House has been, and for the president's political team, has been to draw support among black voters from 6, 7, 8%, where it is traditionally for most Republican candidates, to 15, 16, even 20%. That actually puts the president in a very difficult position after his initial tweets, which will obviously be used against him in the fall in black communities. But after those initial tweets, he's gone more silent than usual. And I wonder if it's because the political calculation is not as simple as it would seem from a distance. If a president's going to win 15% of the black vote, he can't demonize people that are out in the streets actually exercising their right to try to end police brutality against black men and black women.
Joe, the president is in a difficult situation, as you just explained. The problem for America is that we, the citizens of America, are in a more difficult position. The big separator between 1968 and this weekend and the past few weeks and the past 3 years, I think, is this. The moment is just too big for Donald Trump. It's too big for him to handle. He doesn't understand the country. He doesn't understand loss. He doesn't understand empathy. He doesn't understand the differences between races in this country. He just doesn't understand the nature of the job. Let me give you an example of what he does not understand. First of all, he has become an accelerant to the problem. With almost every tweet, with almost every statement over the past 3 days, he is an igniter of flames, not a calmer. He's not calming things down. But what he doesn't understand is this. Somewhere in America today, for sure, there's going to be an infant born to a white couple. And they're going to look at that child and they're going to say, I want this baby to grow up to be happy, to be healthy, to be secure, and yes, to do better in this country than we did, and we're doing pretty well. Somewhere in this country today, there will be a young black child born to a black couple, and they will look at that child and they will say, I want this child to grow up to be happy, to be healthy, to be secure, and hopefully to do better in this country than we have done. But we have not done as well as a lot of other people. But there's one difference. They will want their child to grow up to be safe. White couples tend not to think about a child when he's 15 or 16 or 17 as being safe when the child is just born. Black couples have to. Joe, we have had a series of people on this program today and in the past, many of them, like myself, like you, like John Lemire, like Willie Geist. They do not have to think about telling their 16-year-old son or daughter when they're going to get their driver's license. Remember, kids, if you're ever pulled over by a police officer, keep both hands on the top of the wheel in full view of the officer, 10 and 2 on the wheel. If you are asked to get out of the car, show your hands, display your hands, get out showing your hands. We don't have to do that. Donald Trump would never understand that difference. He does not understand the country.